Let's get this going. Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and today's live stream we're looking at a little bit of a recovery in the markets here. We have Bitcoin at $93,500. Didn't seem like we would see that number again here yesterday. People were planning on Bitcoin going down to 80,000. Some people were saying 70,000 or even lower than that. I identified yesterday, looking at the VRVP here, okay, if I turn that indicator on, that there was some area of support that we were coming up against for Bitcoin. If I turn on that VRVP indicator, it looks like we're actually getting a bounce off that support area. If I let this thing load up here, we got this green and red bar indicator here. This is the VRVP indicator, visual range volume profile indicator, and there was a little bit of support here at like 94k, but a little bit further down as we start getting over towards like 88k and 89k, you can see that there was a little bit of support in this area. I have to zoom out some more so I can show it actually pop out on the chart here a little bit more. But yeah, there was some support. I was looking for like 88k, somewhere like this high volume node here. Okay, we actually got a bounce off of 89,100 or 89,200, somewhere in that area. So a little bit of front run, but I was eyeballing 88k, which is close enough to 89k, and sure, we got that support, okay, that we were looking for on Bitcoin. Okay, had we blown through that support, then I was looking for some more support here at 84k. Thank God we didn't have to go down that far. We actually caught the bids, and we got some demand action going on at 89k here. Now let me just zoom in to the 15-minute chart here, because I want to show you what was happening last night. Okay, last night with Bitcoin, with these orange circles that you're about to see on the chart here, we actually had a little bit of a double bottom action going on here, where we got to the lowest price last night at 89,183 on Bitcoin. Okay, had a nice little kind of like a hammer candle, which is like a reversal candle, meaning that the price wants to go opposite of the direction that it came in from. A little bit of lackluster performance for a few hours there, a couple hours, but then we came back and we did a double bottom at like 1:45 a.m. Eastern time. And that's why I highlighted these circles here, right? If I just get rid of them, you can see, like, you know, the double bottom is here, right? That was your double bottom there on the 50-minute chart, which signified to traders and investors around the world that there was a bottom starting to be formed here at 89k. Double bottom played out, and enough short sellers got punched in the nose last night, where they shot the price up, kind of went steady for a little bit here at 91k, and then people saw that, hey, you know, Bitcoin isn't dead yet, and this morning we started catching some more bids as the short sellers got punched in the mouth and punched in the nose again one more time here. So yeah, that's what I saw here with Bitcoin. If I get into the RSI, it should show that we were creating some bullish divergence as well. Let me just adjust the charts here a little bit here, so you can see that kind of play out here. All right, but yeah, with the RSI indicator here on the 15-minute time frame, you can see that we had you know, a low here on the RSI of like 22.86, and then another low here at like 26.46, and this is while the price was dropping, right? However, then we started making higher lows here around like 10 o'clock. We got RSI of like 29.16. And then at 1:30 in the morning, we had an RSI as low as 32.49. So we were creating, you know, the higher lows on the RSI, while we were creating lower lows on price, obviously. Okay, as you're all aware that the price of Bitcoin dropped down last night. Okay, and this was starting to form bullish divergence. Okay, so you have bullish divergence on the 15-minute time frame. You had a double bottom, and then of course, you know, on the liquidation heat map here, you had a bunch of shorts just hanging out with their liquidity, with their stop losses, you know, at like 92, 93K. And after making that double bottom last night, we came for those that liquidity to the upside, because we didn't really have that much liquidity at like 88, 87, 86K. You know, the market makers, they like to make money, right? They decided to come for the short sellers because everybody was getting bearish. Everybody was panic selling. And when it gets to be a little bit too easy to short sell, that's when they come in and they go for the short sellers, okay? So the shorts are getting punished now for thinking that the price of Bitcoin was going to continue dropping down in a steady, you know, formation, and a very predictable formation where, you know, anybody could have shorted yesterday and made money, right? However, that all changed last night, and now short sellers are, I mean, the bears are getting punished right now for being too bearish, okay? And things can change. Like I said, they changed overnight. A lot of people were sleeping, and they woke up to the price of Bitcoin above 90K. All right. But yeah, that's what I saw on the charts here. I actually took advantage of some longs last night. And I was targeting 93K only because on the 15-minute time frame, you have the 200 moving average. This red line is at 93K. I actually ended up getting stopped out at in profit on my long that I left overnight while I was sleeping. That's fine, but the price did go in the direction that I thought it was going to go, or at least get as high as I thought it was going to get. I think as of now, you know, Bitcoin probably will trade sideways this afternoon as we try to stay above the 200 moving average, that red line on the 15-minute time frame. And we shall see if Bitcoin can climb further than that. But right now, let's see. Let's look at the oscillators right now. A little bit overbought. We were overbought about an hour ago on the RSI. So I think, you know, right now, Bitcoin just needs to chill out for a little bit. Go sideways, and then we could go higher. We could go higher. I'll give you guys that. All right. And if we do go higher, let's look at the 1 hour time frame now. We do have some moving averages that could be some targets to the upside. We got the 50 moving average on the 1 hour time frame at 94,400. Then we got the 100 moving average at 96K. And then we have the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame hanging out at 98.5K. I think we might most likely get back up to like right around here at like 95, 96K. I'm looking for, you know, probably targeting that 100 moving average on the 1 hour time frame is where we might, you know, kind of, I mean, we'll recover and we'll get a, you know, we can still go up like another $3,000 here. But I think this is an area where people are going to start trying to take profit and, you know, break even if they have to. If they bought at 95, 96K and they're not sure if Bitcoin's going to continue going down, they might just want to get out of their trade if they can. But yeah, we're getting a nice little V-shaped recovery, a little dead cat bounce. All right, but I want to see us continue getting up to like 95, 96K in the short term here before we start talking about, you know, could Bitcoin get back up to 100K again? All right, I still think that's a possibility as well. But right now, 95, 96K, we gotta try to establish that as support as of now. This could have been just one little fake out on the bears, and maybe we can become less bearish if Bitcoin's gonna actually do a recovery here. But let me get into the chat. Let me see what you guys have to say about the recovery that we got going on here. I can see that DZ's in the chat, and he already has a bunch of coins for me to look at. He wants me to take a look at Fetch AI. Okay. I see Steve Hickey's in the chat. Good to see you, Steve. And my TikTok guys. What are my TikTok guys doing here? We got Bond in here saying something about 100 to 111K. MMA Squire, good to see you. He says great stuff. I'm glad you're enjoying the great stuff here. And let's see, am I missing anything here? Alright guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Let's TikTok and YouTube know that we have a good live stream going on here. Right now we got 173 likes here on TikTok. Let's see if we can get up to like 500. All you guys gotta do is double tap that screen. Appreciate that. Bond, you said something about Mish higher this week. What is Mish? Is that a stock or a crypto? Can you just type in the ticker symbol and tell me if it's a stock or a crypto you want me to look at? Zorinki says Bitcoin is now testing the zone and going down. What zone are we talking about here? And what exactly, what indicator are you looking at? What are you using for your zones here? You gotta be a little bit more specific. Let us know what you're looking at. We also got a few more requests from DZ. He wants to look at Zen and XAN. I guess I came in to work for DZ today. I appreciate you being the first one to make a request. So we'll look at Fetch AI. Then we'll take a look at Zen if we can. And then we'll look at XAN. Kenneth Mitchell, thank you for liking the live. You're going to help us get up to... Oh, we already got 500 likes here. Thank you, Kenneth. Let's continue on to 1,000 likes here. Appreciate that. All right. Okay. So let me just zoom out here on Bitcoin before I get into the other requests here. You know, Bitcoin clearly clearly below its 200-day moving average. Simple moving average is sitting at 110,400. Some people are a little bit worried about a possible death cross, which is that green line, that 50-day moving average crossing below the 200-day moving average. That hasn't happened yet. But usually when the death cross actually happens, the price action has already done the damage already. So the death cross could signify a possible bounce, all right, where we actually bounce up to higher prices here. I've seen that happen, you know, with previous death crosses in the past here. So death cross is kind of like a lagging indicator here. But it would be nice to see Bitcoin get up to that $110,000 area, because if it does, if Bitcoin can get back up to 110K, then I would stop being bearish. I would actually become cautiously optimistic and possibly bullish on Bitcoin if it can get back up to 110K. Okay? Would also be very nice with the altcoins as well. Solana doing pretty well today, up 7%, leading some of the altcoins to higher prices as well. But yeah, 110K that's what I need to see for me to become bullish again on Bitcoin and crypto. Realistically speaking, I just want to see us get up to 100K, because I think a lot of people are looking for that psychological number here. And if we can do a V-shaped recovery back up to 100K, it would punish a lot of shorts, and it would try to kind of change the narrative where people are kind of overly bearish on Bitcoin and crypto. I think they'll be less bearish if we start seeing 100K again, which could happen, you know, later on today or tomorrow. All right, Bitcoin's only up 1.29%, and people are starting to feel a little bit better already. Imagine if it goes up like 5 or 10%. If it goes up 5%, it's going to be up, you know, up to 100K. If it goes up like, you know, 10K, 10%, it's going to be at like 103, 105K all over again, which would put you right where that 618 golden retracement's at. All right, David Gelfin is in the chart here. He says Bart Simpson to 104K. That'd be interesting. It could be a Bart Simpson pattern, or it could be a V-shaped recovery. We just don't know how things are going to play out here. That's why we come and take a look at the charts here. But yeah, on the daily time frame, you know, Bitcoin is close to being oversold at 31 on the RSI. So Bitcoin could do a nice V-shaped recovery and not even be overbought. And it could get us right back up to that 200-day moving average. In my opinion, it could probably do that. I could always look at Bitcoin again. Let's get into the requests here. Let's take a look at Fetch AI, see how that thing's doing. Fetch AI. Currently trading at 31 cents, up 16% today. It's good. It's nice to see. It's gonna need that. Let me just get rid of this previous Fibonacci analysis. Let me get rid of this for now. Fetch AI. clearly below its 200-day moving average. Okay, so I have to be bearish on this asset until it can prove otherwise. That 200-day moving average, that red line, is sitting at 61 cents. Then you get the 100-day below that, and the 50-day. 50-day moving average is sitting at 49 cents. You did create a little bit of excitement here in the first week of November here, where this thing did climb up 57% on November 7th. And then it kind of flagged out, I guess. You'd call this maybe a possible bull flag. Let me just try to draw that out, possibly here. All right. So you got yourself a little bit of a bull flag going on here. And it looks like you're starting to break out to the upside on the bull flag here on Fetch AI. So Fetch AI is actually looking slightly bullish here, only because of the chart pattern that it's creating right now. If this is going to be a bull flag here, all right, I don't know if I want to measure that. I'll probably measure this wick here. Right? So if this is going to end up being a bull flag, a possible measured move is this flagpole here, and you just take the flagpole to where you're breaking out of on Fetch AI, and it's showing that, you know, we could get up to 47 cents, which I think would put you right up against that 50-day moving average, that green line. So I think for Fetch AI, we're targeting this 50-day moving average, okay, at 49 cents. Now, by the time the price actually catches up to that green line, this green line is coming down at the same time as the days go by here. It might actually be around like 47 cents where we actually catch up to the 50-day moving average on Fetch AI. So that's your bullish price target that I can see as of now on Fetch AI, which, you know, might be worth getting into. You know what? If we actually get up to that target there, how much of a percentage gain is that going to be? 47 cents, about a 50% gain from where we are right now on Fetch AI. So that would be a worthwhile trade, I think, getting into. Where would you put the stop loss? Well, I mean, we're up 16% today. Hopefully you got in earlier. I'll probably put the stop loss conservatively below the lows from Monday, where this thing got as low as 26 cents. So you could probably be, you know, be a nice, good long trade here that takes you up to higher prices. Let's look at the oscillators, see what the oscillators are doing on Fetch AI. RSI is climbing and making higher lows here. That's good to see. You can see that we had a little bit of bullish divergence. It already played out here, but we had some bullish divergence where the price was going down, making lower lows. However, RSI was making higher lows here. So that already played out. People saw that, and that's probably why Fetch AI caught the bids here as it bottomed out. Let's see what market cipher B is showing. Market cipher B has a green buy dot today on Tuesday, November 18th. So there could be a few more good days ahead of you for Fetch AI here, as money flow is coming in. The momentum wave is curving back up. Looks like you had a little bit of red going on here in money flow, but that could get canceled out going into tomorrow. But obviously you're making higher lows here on the momentum wave, higher lows here on the money flow. Looks like money is actually going into Fetch AI here. That's good to see. And then as far as like MACD goes, buying pressure is here. Buying pressure was dying down over the last week, but it looks like today buying pressure is actually increasing again. So you were expecting a MACD flip if buying pressure was going to continue decreasing and selling off into selling pressure. But it looks like buyers are stepping in and they like these prices, and we're getting an increase in the buying pressure instead of a decrease. So overall, things look pretty good for Fetch AI. Looks like one of the bullish coins out there. Or in this moment, it's bullish. Okay, because I still have to see this thing get above the 200-day moving average for me to actually become cautiously optimistic and bullish on this asset. Right now, it has a lot of proving to do, but while it's proving itself, you can make some money while it's proving itself. Yep, I just looked at market cipher B on on Fetch AI for you, dear DZ. All right, Stars has joined the live and he started following me, or I shouldn't assume he or she started following me. And then Owen also followed me here on TikTok. Thank you guys for following me here on TikTok. Malak wants to look at Ray coin. Let me go ahead and write that down. I believe that's Radium is what you're asking for on TikTok. On Radium, I believe, is like a decentralized exchange. But yeah, we'll take a look at that one. All right, let me see if I missed any other requests here. I did a lot of talking there. Chris wants to take a look at gold. XAU. All right. We'll take a look at gold as well. Thank you for that request. I can do more than just crypto. I can do stocks and I can do commodities. So, you know, if you guys want to take a look at those, I'm here for you. All right. So that was Fetch AI looking bullish today. Let's move on to well, I'm going to come back to your other requests here, DZ. Since you made a multiple request, I want to try to get some of these other requests in. Let's take a look at Radium. I believe that's the request here. And then we'll take a look at gold. And then we'll go back to your request there, DZ. All right. So I think this is Radium. Let me just see if there's another exchange that has better data here. Oh yeah, Binance should usually have some good data here. Wow, it's a different price than what I saw here. All right, $1.22 seems to be the price here. Okay, all right, good. So we have looked at Radium in the past. Let me just get rid of this previous chart work here. It's no longer applicable. I'll even get rid of this old Fibonacci here. So just looking at this chart with a fresh pair of eyes, Radium is below its moving averages, just like a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there. 200-day moving average sitting at $2.61. That would be a nice price to get back up to if you're able to do so in order for me to become bullish again on this asset. Right now, this thing has a lot of proving to do. It needs to prove to us that it's not going to continue going down anymore. Today's the start. It's up 3.5%, but I don't know if that's just good enough. Okay, because with Radium, right? Right now that white line, that white line is a 21 exponential moving average. It's acting as like a bully right now, pushing the price down. Every time we come up to it, we get knocked down. Every time we come back up to it, we get knocked back down. So right now, in the short term, I'm just expecting to see, you know, Radium come back up to that white line again at $1.45. And we might get rejected again. If we don't get rejected, that's how you know like this thing is becoming more bullish on the charts here. Okay. So we got to get above this white line here. Okay, that's the first order of business. Let's see what the oscillators are doing here. Are we actually getting some bullish divergence? Is there any sign of hope here? So obviously we know that the price has come down, right? Let me just draw that out here. We're making lower lows on the price. RSI, 25.9 on October 11th. 26.16 on November 4th. So I think that qualifies as bullish divergence. You have slightly higher lows here on the RSI while making lower lows here on price. This is the beginning of trying to bottom out on Radium here. It means that bulls are stepping in and actually buying at these prices here at $1.23. The next order of business, right after the bullish divergence and whatnot, you want to start making higher lows and higher highs. Okay, at the very least, start making higher lows. Let us know that we're not going to just continue going down the lower prices here. Okay, so eventually, what I would like to see, right? If I'm going to just draw this out, I want to see Radium get above its 21 EMA, that white line here. possibly make a higher high than this previous high right here at $1.72. And then maybe it comes back down, revisits the 21 EMA again, makes a higher low, and then continues on to make a higher high. That would be the most ideal formation to see right here for radium, okay? Higher high, higher low, another higher high, okay? That's how you know you're in an uptrend and you're no longer in the downtrend. Right now, you're in a downtrend on radium. You're making lower highs, lower lows, lower high, possibly another lower low. You gotta stop doing that. You gotta change it up here. You gotta start making higher lows and higher highs. Even if you don't make a higher high, if you just make a higher low, that's the start of something here for radium, okay? But we shall see. It could be interesting in the next few days, few weeks here for radium. If this thing can, you know, play out with that bullish divergence, right? Then maybe we can see maybe higher lows here. Or even if it's not a higher low, even if you just come right back down to where you are right now at $1, you know, we come back down to like $1.15. This could end up being a double bottom. And then we could then see this thing go up to higher prices. If we could just stop going lower on radium, I would become more bullish on this asset. Simple as that, right? But you might be getting close to it, okay? You have to pay attention over the next few days, few weeks here, how this chart pattern plays out here for radium. And upside target's going to be about 261. 200-day moving average is sitting up above you at that level there. For the day traders, you're looking for this $1.45 area where the 21 EMA is sitting at, okay? Let's see what the 4-hour time frame is showing. Maybe there might be some other targets to the upside. Yeah, if you're day trading it, if you're using a smaller time frame like the 4-hour time frame, you're probably targeting that 200 moving average at $1.59 on the 4-hour time frame. And then 1-hour time frame, I mean, if you're really day trading it, you're actually just looking to see if you can get up to that 200 moving average on the 1-hour time frame at $1.40. That's how I would play this, right? So $1.40 or even like $1.59 are some interesting targets if you're day trading this thing. All right, okay. Naveed is in the chat here. Let's see. Naveed followed me. Thank you for following me here. And Carlos said, my thoughts on Bitcoin. We actually talked about Bitcoin at the beginning of this live stream. Bitcoin is catching a bounce off of 88K, 89K, somewhere in that zone. If Bitcoin continues playing out, you know, the bounce to the upside, we could see 95, 96K before it kind of chills out and goes sideways a little bit. And 100K is still a possibility, but that might be later on this week. I wouldn't really say that could happen today. Who knows? It could happen today, but I think Bitcoin is going to settle around near 95, 96K before it goes to 100K. All right, moving on from radium. We'll take a look at the price of gold. There was a request here, and that is XAU. XAU. Actually, I'll just type in gold here. Yeah, it should come up like that. All right. So let's look at gold on the daily chart. For you crypto guys, there is a way to play gold. If you want to play the price of gold, it's PAXG is a coin that follows the price of gold. Right now, gold is trading at 4,072. It's up 0.7% today. But there is another gold coin in cryptocurrency world called PAXG, and PAXG right now is trading at $4,063. So that's another way to try to trade the price of gold if you're a cryptocurrency guy here. So I just figured I'd let you guys know that. But yeah, let me get into gold. Price of gold, right? Currently trading at $4,073. Up 0.7%. I already said that. What are we looking at here for gold? Gold is clearly in a bullish trend here, right? Was looking like it was going exponential here in the month of October. But then around like October 20th was like the blow off top here. We came down to some of these Fibonacci numbers here. at the 618 golden pocket at 3,975. I think we came a little bit lower than that. It looks like we got as low as 3,886 on October 28th, right before Halloween, which was close to this 0.5 retracement. So these fib levels are interesting levels to look for on the charts. I think I'm gonna get rid of this yellow line. I was trying to predict, you know, when would gold hit $5,000 if it continued this uptrend, and I was like, yeah, right here in January was where gold could have gone to like $5,000 if it continued on that uptrend, but we lost that uptrend. We lost that uptrend around October. All right, but now gold is kind of like flagging out, bullishly consolidating. However, looks like I could see lower highs here being formed here on gold. Okay. Which is not too terrible, but it is something to pay attention to. And then as far as another trend line here, looks like you have another uptrend here on gold, where we could see gold in this like symmetrical triangle formation that it's in, and the price of gold could get as high as like 4,180, could come back down to like 4,050, and it might just get, you know, bunched up and tightly compacted in between this symmetrical triangle. I see possibly sideways trading action going on here for the price of gold, where gold just, you know, kind of settles above $4,000 for now. Doesn't do anything too crazy. If it does something crazy to the upside, it needs to get past this last lower high here at 4,245. Okay. You do that, and then you start making a case where gold can get back up to the all-time highs of like 4,380 bucks, right? But you got to get past that lower high here, all right? And then to the downside, I mean, you would have to lose this uptrend here to see some crazy price action to the downside. If gold loses this uptrend that is currently forming right now, then we could possibly see gold come down to this 50-day moving average sitting at 3,667, which is kind of confluent with this 0.382 retracement at 3,723. So I think we have some levels to look for to the downside. We could see gold come down to like 3,700 if it loses this uptrend here. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind there for the price of gold. Let's look at the oscillators here real quick, see what the oscillators are doing here. RSI at 53 on gold, so you're in neutral territory. Looks like you are creating some higher lows here on the RSI, so that's good to see for higher prices on gold. And then as far as like market cipher B goes, you got a red sell dot here on Friday, last Friday. Could signify that the price of gold wants to go down rather than go up. Momentum is curving down. Money flow is kind of flattening out here. I think gold has some proving to do to see if it's actually going to go to higher prices, but that red sell dot on Friday usually indicates that there should be a few bad days where the price of gold actually goes down before you get a green buy dot to come in and say that price is going to go back up again. All right, so Friday, or yeah, last Friday was a time to get out of gold at the highest price you could get. And then let's see, looking at MACD here. Selling pressure is dying down on the MACD. You got a little bit of buying pressure towards the end of last week, but now you got selling pressure starting to increase here on the MACD. So I think gold most likely will probably retest this uptrend again, this uptrend line. It might even come down, or we might have to redraw the uptrend if it does that. Okay, but I think price of gold wants to go down in the short term here, okay, based off of what I'm seeing on the charts and on the oscillators here. And it might be because, you know, cryptocurrencies catching some bids here. I think the stock market is also doing somewhat well. Let's take a look at the stock market real quick before I even say that. Actually, the NASDAQ is down 1.5%. S&P is down, and so is the Dow Jones. So I don't know. Looks like cryptocurrencies are actually having a decent day, while the rest of the market, gold and the stock market, is actually going down today. So that's interesting. Oh, it looks like oil is having a good day too. It's not just cryptocurrencies. All right. So yeah, that's my take on gold. I think gold's gonna go sideways. It might stay above $4,000. It might dip below it. But I think in the next couple of days, probably towards the end of the week, price of gold probably gonna stay where it's at or go a little bit slightly lower from what I see in the charts here. All right, moving on from gold, we'll take a look at Zen and then XAN. And looks like we got some more requests here. Somebody wants me to check bank. What's the name of the coin? Can you type in the ticker symbol? And Cookie's in the chat. He says, good to hear from me. Good to hear from you as well. Excuse me, guys, here for the coughing. I think I might have got a little bit sick over the weekend here. A little bit of sinus snivels here, but I think I'll be alright. I'm here for you guys. Alright, let's see. Let's move on to Zen. See how that's doing. Cookie, we actually looked at Fetch AI early in the live stream. You missed it. I think Fetch AI has a lot of proving to do, but in the meantime, while it's trying to prove itself, you could make some money. Fetch AI actually looks pretty bullish on the charts, except for the fact that it's below its 2-day moving average. So when it gets up to the 2-day moving average is when I would probably click sell on a swing trade for Fetch AI. I mean, I could look at it real quick here, but let me just go over these other coins first before I go back to Fetch AI. All right, so here we are looking at Zen Horizon, currently trading at $17.83, up 12.8% today. This thing looks bullish to me. You're above the moving averages here. 2-day moving average at $9.53. 50 days at $10.29. So this thing is clearly bullish. I have to be bullish until it goes below the 2-day moving average. Is this thing kind of creating like a megaphone pattern to the upside? So you kind of got like a megaphone pattern going on here with Horizon, where you bottom out here, and now it looks like upside target. If I extend this a little bit further, I mean, could this thing do something like this, where it just continues going up and hits the top of this yellow line here at like $29 before it rejects and comes back down, creates another higher low? Yeah, like $15 before it like shoots back up again. I don't know. I've seen some assets do that. All right, this could be a possible megaphone pattern to the upside here on Horizon here. Okay, something to keep in mind. Let's see. Let me do a Fibonacci on this thing. This seems to be topped out here at $25 and $25. So if I measure that to the low here back in October at $6. Wow. Okay, so there is a 1272 that says we could get up to like $30. So maybe this thing does get up to that, you know, $30 target there, that 1272 Fibonacci extension, before coming down, making a higher low at $15 and then going up to higher prices. That'd be very interesting there. I think those are your upside targets for now. For Horizon, I gave you the $30 target here, but of course, let's see if we can get back up to $25 here. That'd be very nice to see. It looks like you're contending up against the 61865 golden pocket number here at 1783. We might trade sideways there. Let's see what the RSI is doing. Are we overbought? We're not even overbought. Wow, this thing could go up to higher prices and still not be overbought. And you're still in the red territory for the MACD, where selling pressure is dying down. This thing looks like it's ready to explode up to the upside there, DZ. I think you might got yourself a winner here. And then Market Cipher B is showing, wow, okay, so Market Cipher B was showing a green dot on Saturday, a red dot, sell dot on Sunday here, another green dot here on Monday. I think this thing's ready to explode up to the upside, especially if this money flow starts curving back up. I might get into this trade here, DZ. I think you found yourself a winner for the next few days here. Yeah. I think this thing might head up to like 20 bucks or $25 here. What's the bearish case? Is there a bearish case I could make here? Bearish case would be like you kind of come up to like 17 or 18 bucks and make a lower high, and then come back down to like 13 or maybe 10 bucks here. Let's see, the low came in last Friday at 11.27. So yeah, the bearish case would be you top out right now at like 17, 18 bucks, and then you just come back down to the uptrend line here, sitting at about like 13, 14 bucks. But Horizon looks like a good trade to make. You don't even have to do leverage trading. You just do a spot bag and climb this thing back up to 20 or 25 bucks here. Let me just game plan that out here. If you were to go long right now, just getting up to like $20 is about a 16% gain, and getting up to $25 is roughly a 41% gain. And if this thing does make it up to 30 bucks, that's about a 69% gain. What a great number. Alright. Alright, so that's Zen for you. We got some more requests here. We got requests for Injective and ICP. Alright, I will take a look at Fetch AI real quick, just as a summary analysis on it. So yeah, this is Fetch AI. It was in a possible bull flag here. Now it's breaking out of its bull flag that it created. And we're targeting this green line here. That's the 50-day moving average at 49 cents. It might actually get to like 47 cents by the time, because this green line is coming down, and by the time the price catches up to the green line, it might be somewhere near like 47 cents. I think did I look at Fetch AI on Binance? I think that's what I looked at. Yeah, so the target was like 47 cents here, that blue number right there. And that's this measured move. If this is a bull flag here, and this is the flagpole, then you just take that flagpole, you take it to where we're breaking out, and it's saying that we could see Fetch AI get to like 47 cents here. Yeah. So that's your upside target on Fetch AI. Alright, moving on to XAN, and then we'll look at Injective and ICP after that. XAN, so USD. Oh, it's on Coinbase. Well, I probably want to look at it on Binance. XAN currently trading at 5 cents, a little bit above 5 cents, 0.053 pennies, up 63%. What the hell's going on here today? Okay. XAN trying to climb itself out of basically hell here. After getting sent down into hell, right? This thing started trading on September. Got as high as like 26 cents. And then September 30th, it lost 49% and then just got sent down. Lows for the year was October 10th when this thing was trading as low as 2 cents. Yikes. But that's been the low for the year. You were kind of making lower lows here. The next lowest low was the 0.024 penny area this Sunday, and then out of nowhere it just caught some bids on Monday and then more bids here on Tuesday. So what the hell is going on here? Okay, not sure what's going on. Maybe there's some news driven event that's causing the price to shoot up like this. But was this predictable on the charts here? Probably not. Sometimes they just get some news driven event to get them going here. RSI was showing buyers were stepping in, and you do got higher lows here on the RSI. So buyers were stepping in, even though you were making kind of lower lows on the price. So bullish divergence was starting to show up here. Market cipher B, obviously you got a green buy dot, came in yesterday, and this thing's getting sent up. Money flow was starting to decrease. Well, I'm not sure how I should say it. Money flow was starting to increase actually. Money flow was increasing and going into the green area last Thursday. Then on Friday you got a red sell dot, which was interesting. But then you got the green buy dot here on Monday. Alright. And I'm not sure what to make of out of the MACD, besides that buying pressure is increasing obviously over the last couple of days. So what can I do with this? I think I'm gonna turn the VRVP indicator, see what might come next here on XAN. Let's go ahead and turn that thing on. So the VRVP indicator indicates where people were buying and selling this asset at the prices that they chose to buy and sell at, and the majority of them chose to buy and sell at this blue line at 3.5 cents. That's your point of control. You're above the point of control. The next area to look for as we go up to higher prices is going to be this value area high sitting at about 0.069, about like 7 pennies here. Should be the upside target for XAN. You might get rejected or just go sideways at like 7 pennies here. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But if you push past 7 pennies, then you could be off to the races on XAN, where I think the next target to look for is, you know, somewhere near like 10 to 11 cents here in this area where we were trading at back in the beginning of October. To the downside, well, if you ever do come back down to lower prices here, if you lose 3.5 cents, there is some support. There's support here at like 2.5 cents. That's your value area low, this white line here. Okay, so that's what you got going on for XAN. Looks like this thing is still climbing. You got a nice solid green candle with no wick to the upside on the daily chart. All right, moving on from XAN. We'll take a look at Injective and then ICP. And Thanos just came into the chat, and Thanos is asking about AVAX, Avalanche. I'll write that one down. That one will come after ICP. All right, Injective. Haven't had anybody request this in a while. What is Injective doing here on the daily time frame? Let me get rid of the VRVP for now. On the daily time frame, Injective is up 6.5% today. Currently trading at 665. Nothing too crazy here. You are below the 2-day moving average at 1181. So I have to be bearish. However, are we creating signs of hope here? Well, what I see here is possible a double bottom forming here on injective, okay? I just put a line here. But yeah, you got kind of like a double bottom going on here at like $6.15. We got as low as 602 on November 4th here. So possible double bottom playing out. Are we getting some bullish divergence, showing that our buyer's stepping in right now? Kinda. I see higher lows here on the RSI. So you got higher lows and a possible double bottom. This could be the bottom here for injective. That'd be nice, right? However, if injective decides to climb up to higher prices, this white line has been acting as resistance. This is the 21 exponential moving average. That's sitting at $7.19. I would expect injective to get rejected or not really go above it too much until it can prove that it's going to use this white line as support rather than resistance here. And then after it does use that as support rather than resistance, then the next target to the upside is going to be probably this 50-day moving average at 1121. That's what I'd be targeting to the upside for a swing trade. But if you do that, right, if you're able to get up to that $11 target, it's about a 69% gain. What a great number, huh? 69. And you can put your stop loss really tight below the lows from earlier this week, or even at 604. What was it? 604 or 602. So at 602, right, you probably want nothing to do with injective, because it probably means it's going to go to lower lows. And your idea, your trade is just not going to play out. However, if it does play out and you stay above 602, your stop loss is only going to be about 9.7% at, red area below you right here. And your target to the upside is $11, 69% gain. So you're risking 9% to get 69%, and your risk reward ratio is 7.1. Anything above 3 on the risk reward ratio is a good trade to take. So this could be a good swing trade in the next few days, few weeks here. Let's look at the oscillators here. RSI, we already looked at that one. Market cipher B. You had a green buy dot that showed up today, saying that you could have a few good days ahead of you for injective. And let's see. MACD, buying pressure is dying down, but it started increasing today. I think after Bitcoin did a slow recovery today, altcoins like injective should try to follow suit here. So that's what I got there for injective there. Don't go lower than 602 because it'd be game over. But if it's not game over, then you can still play this game until you get to that 3-day moving average at 11 bucks. All right, moving on from injective, we'll take a look at ICP. Internet computer. Currently trading at $5.17, down 6% today. And I have looked at this chart, or been looking at this one. I think I even took some leverage longs and shorts on this already. But I measured the Fibonacci from like 281, or like 279 is the low on October 30th here. And over Halloween, we had a really great Halloween for ICP here. We topped out at $9.83 here on November 8th. And now we've come down and done, pretty much a steep retracement. We came all the way down almost to this 0.236 at $4.40. We came actually all the way down to the 50-day moving average, this green line. at 466 on Monday, yesterday. So right now, I think traders and investors are really sticking to the TA here on ICP. Right now, the 0.32 at $5.49 acting as resistance. We did get above it earlier today, and we were trying to make it up to this 0.5 retracement at 632. Didn't quite get up there. Got to like 605. So yeah, that's what the candle's looking like right now. We could come back down to the 200-day moving average sitting at 497, or even come revisit that 50-day moving average one more time at 466. Those are your downside targets, as the moving average is right below you. Okay. But if we are able to stay above the 200-day moving average and climb up to higher prices, I think, yeah, you could look for this 0.5 retracement as an interesting level at 632. And then what else? We could probably see us come up to this 618 golden pocket at $7.14. So I think upside targets, you're looking for 632 and 714 on ICP here. And then you'll just have to, ask me about this asset again in the next few days. If we are climbing up, maybe we start going up to that 786 retracement and get to that $8.32 level here. But, one level at a time. Right now, you're just looking for 630 and 714 on your upside targets. And then downside targets, you're looking for that 50-day moving average at 466 or the 200 at 497. All right, so that's ICP upside and downside targets there for you. Cookie's asking me, where have I been? I've been here, Cookie. I went live same time yesterday around this time slot. 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern time is when I normally go live. During the weekend, I take the weekends off, and then last Friday was when I was live around the same time. And then Thursday and Wednesday, I just had a busy week last week where I wasn't able to go live at like 12 to 2 p.m. But I did go live. I just went live at like 3 p.m. 3 to 5 p.m. Last Wednesday and Thursday because I had a doctor's appointment and I had to go put some new tires on my car and stuff like that. So yeah, but I've been here. Yeah, where have you been? I think I need to ask you that question. Where have you been, Cookie? All right, so we just looked at ICP. Now we gotta take a look at Avalanche for Thanos here. All right, let's keep it moving. Look at AVAX. So we're now looking at Avalanche AVAX, currently trading at $14.78, up 1.8% today. Nothing too crazy. However, it's been a bad few weeks here for AVAX Avalanche. Let me see here. It's been bad ever since. We've been in a downtrend since September 23rd here. We saw Avalanche as high as $36, and it was looking so nice and so right for AVAX here, in an uptrend, making higher highs too, and then just game over going into October 10th. Oh, down 26% on AVAX. You lost the 2-day moving average. It's sad. I saw so much potential with AVAX over the last couple of years. I thought AVAX would have, done what it did back here in 2021, where it was at like $140, right? But this thing is now down 90% from where it was in 2021. And the trend is you're still making lower highs, okay? So like, what gives here on AVAX? Making lower highs, coming down to like $14. $14 is an area that, was the low back here in April, earlier this year. And it was kind of like the high back here in July of 2023. So AVAX is in an interesting valued area, in my opinion. I kind of want to pull up the VRVP and see what that looks like. Yeah, you're below the value area low. There's a lot of room to the upside if AVAX can get its act into gear here. If it can get itself to get out of this downtrend that it's in. The point of control is at that blue line, sitting at about 23 bucks, which is slightly above the 200-day moving average at 22 bucks. So I think AVAX is a very undervalued asset right now. However, you got to get out of this downtrend that you're in. The 21 EMA, this white line, acting as resistance as of now. You came up to it here on last Tuesday and then got rejected off of it. If AVAX starts climbing up right now, I mean, this thing could get rejected again at that 21 EMA at $16.90. So for the day traders out there, I'd be targeting like 16, almost 17 bucks here, and then trying to take profit on AVAX for a a quick scalp trade, a quick day trade long here up to like 16, 17 bucks. If AVAX can get above 16, 17 bucks and stay above 16, 17 bucks, then we could see like maybe this thing kind of flip this from resistance into support, where we kind of bounce off the 21 EMA and then use that as a launch pad to go up to higher prices, where we can actually get up to this 200-day moving average at like 22, 23 bucks here. That's what I would like to see with AVAX. I want to see an uptrend. Like, this is an uptrend, right? Uptrend, you're making higher high, higher low, higher high, then another higher low, and then another higher high. That's an uptrend. Right now, you're in a downtrend, making lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower low. Stop doing that, AVAX. Stop doing that, and then we can talk about trying to go to higher prices again. I see Dave P's in the chat. Good to see you, Dave P. Appreciate you coming in. I see you on the other live streams with with Road Dogg and whatnot. Appreciate you coming on to this live stream today. Let me know if you have requests. We're looking at Avalanche right now. And looks like on my TikTok, Cookie's asking about Cardano. Is that a request for Cardano there? And yeah, I guess you did miss ICP. We just talked about that before Avalanche here. Oh man, Cookie, what are we gonna do with you, Cookie? Cookie, I actually have a YouTube channel, so if you miss, the live stream or, whatever, if I went over a coin and you want to get the full analysis of the coin, then you can watch the replay on the live stream. Let me see if I can pull that up here real quick. You can find me. Well, first of all, guys, I'm on Twitter. You guys can follow me here on Twitter. There's a Meet Damien Twitter. That's what the Meet Damien Twitter page looks like. But let me get into YouTube here and just show you. I have a YouTube channel where I'm trying to get some more subscribers, so I appreciate it if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have like 506 subscribers right now, and I mean, there I am right now, live, right? This is the live stream right now. And if you click on live, you can see all the other live streams that I've done and rewatch the live stream. So you can go watch me talk about ICP all over again. Alright, let's get back into the analysis here on AVAX. So AVAX, is AVAX bottoming out here? That's the question, right? I gotta see what it's doing on the RSI here. Oh, it looks like we've seen a green buy down show up here on Market Cipher B. So RSI got as low as on October 10th, 26.83, and then here on November 4th, it got as low as 27.62, and then Monday 30.82. So AVAX is ever so slightly making higher lows here on the RSI. after making lower lows on the price. And I think you guys know by now, or maybe you don't know, especially if you're new to day trading or new to looking at the charts here. But this, when you see this divergence where you're making lower lows on the price and higher lows here on the RSI, that's bullish divergence. It means that buyers are stepping in at these low prices, and this could be the beginning of bottoming out here for AVAX. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So we got some bullish divergence here for AVAX. I think there's a possibility that this thing could go up to higher prices here. Okay. What I would like to see is for higher prices is I want to see a higher low be formed, and I want to see a higher high get higher than what you did here on November 11th, where you got as high as like 1860. Get up to like 19, 20 bucks, make a higher high, and then make a higher low, and then you got an uptrend going on for AVAX. All right. Dave P said he just took a short on Kite. Is that a statement, or are you trying to make a request for Kite? And let's see. And Cookie, you didn't tell me if you want me. Do you want me to look at Cardano? I'll look at ICP real quick here, since you missed it while you were making your coffee. I'll quickly look at that one more time here. But I literally said like downside targets, upside targets, right? So I'll give you the downside, upside targets. Downside targets, you could come down to the 50-day moving average all over again at 466, or even the 200-day moving average at 497. And an upside target, you're looking for 632 on the 0.5 retracement, and then you're looking for $7.14 here on the golden pocket to the upside here on ICP. All right. Thank you, Lion Smaller, for sending me a heart, mate. Appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, you're just doing a quick scalp on Kite. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Let's take a look at Cardano, since you mentioned it there, Cookie. See if I can see what Cardano's up to. Cardano currently trading at 48 cents, up 3.1% today. Look at the daily time frame. Oh my god. Cardano's such a nasty chart to the downside here. Clearly you are below all the moving averages here. Cardano starts putting up a fight here and goes up to higher prices. It's going to have to get past this first bully here. This 21 EMA exponential moving average is sitting at 55 cents. I think that could be where Cardano gets rejected again, gets pushed back into the locker by the bully, this 21 EMA. If it can get past this first bully here, then the other bullies are over here hanging out at 73 cents. Cardano could get up to like 73 cents. And if it does that, then I would be bullish again on Cardano. Okay, but since you're below this 200-day moving average, I have to be bearish. You got a lot of proving to do here, Cardano. Can you get past the 21 EMA? If you can do that, can you get up to the 200 moving average at 73 cents? Those are your upside targets for Cardano. Let's see what the oscillator is doing. Is there any bullish divergence? Is there any hope here for Cardano? RSI on October 11th was at 28.18, and then 27.21, and then 29. All right, so this was a lower low on the RSI compared to what it did here in the beginning of October. However, there is a slightly higher low kind of being formed right now. So you got a little bit of slight bullish divergence here on Cardano. So there could be some hope here for Cardano. That it could possibly be bottoming out here. And this is the same thing like I said with the other coins here. You got to start making higher lows and higher highs again. Create an uptrend. Get out of this downtrend. There's 21 EMA acting as resistance. You can see it. Like, I don't even have to draw a line. The 21 EMA is the line for the downtrend here. Get past that 21 EMA and you're in an uptrend, most likely. Cookie says time to DCA. Yeah, it could be. It could be time to DCA. Looking rough. You say it's looking rough out there. Yeah. But when it's looking rough and it gets tough out there, that's usually some of the best opportunities to get these assets at lower prices. And you can thank yourself later when it does go up to higher prices. Alright. Well, I guess I'll do my shameless plug here, guys. Guys, you can come follow me here on TikTok. I have the Meet Damien channel here on TikTok. Got a few more followers here, thank you. We can come join the 5,574 followers. I think I got more than that. Let's see. If I click a refresh here, should be a little bit. Yeah, 5,579. And you can see some of my other short form content, my TikTok videos. I pinned some of the videos here. Like if you guys wondering, like, what the hell is a VRVP indicator? I got a VRVP indicator video. You guys like, what the hell is a Fibonacci? I got a Fibonacci video that's pinned to the top. And then I got another video for the beginners here on like how to read the charts, what the RSI and the MACD and stochastic RSI is. That's another good video here on TikTok. And then of course, you know, when I get a chance, I try to do videos about certain coins like XRP, CoAI. I even talk about stocks here, Amazon. Recently I did a pretty popular video about trading futures, future contracts here on Coinbase. Got about 1,800 views there, so that's good to see. It's a very popular video. I think that's going to be one of my most popular videos going forward. But yeah, and, you know, I talk about Netflix, Tesla, the price of silver, some trades that I've been in like CoAI, gold. I was trying to tell you guys, don't buy Bitcoin when it was at 125K. Let's see if I can get that video popping up.
Don't buy Bitcoin.
Right.
That's right. You heard me. Don't buy Bitcoin. Don't buy Bitcoin unless you plan on sticking around to find out.
Yeah, so I made that video at 125K, and I did not think that was going to be the top of Bitcoin, but it ended up being the top.
Ridiculous price levels. And that crazy, ridiculous price level being $124,475. What are you doing, bro? So you decided you want to get into Bitcoin because you think.
So anyways, yeah. So I said don't buy Bitcoin at 124K, but I didn't think some people were going to take it to the extreme and start selling their Bitcoin. Like I said, don't buy. You didn't have to sell, but yeah, some people sold their Bitcoin, and that's why we're at $93,000 Bitcoin right now. But I think that was pretty much good advice, because had you bought at 125K, you would have been down like what, 25% from where we are right now on Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. We were talking about it earlier. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing right now. Bitcoin currently trading at 93,300, up $1,200 today, up 1.39%. Bitcoin has a lot of proving to do to the upside. 21 exponential moving average at 102K. We could get a nice V-shaped recovery that could get us up to 102K. And then I expect people clicking the sell button. Anybody that was looking for the opportunity to sell Bitcoin at 100K but didn't get a chance to do that, or you know, the market just dropped faster than they could click sell, they might get an opportunity to do that again if we can come up to that 21 EMA here on Bitcoin on the daily time frame. What would be even nicer is if Bitcoin can climb back up to the 200-day moving average at 110K. That would make me bullish again on Bitcoin. Right now, I'm bearish on crypto and Bitcoin until Bitcoin can prove to us that it can get back up to those prices again. Alright, let's see. Cookie says, when there's blood in the streets, we buy. Yes. I'm not sure who said it. I think Warren Buffett said, you know, when there's blood in the streets, you need to buy asset, buy anything. And I think I heard someone else add to that by saying you need to buy when there's blood in the streets, even when it's your own blood. Even when, you know, you're getting hurt and punished, that's usually the best time to like try and take advantage of the low prices. Linzel Walken is asking me about syrup. Will it keep dropping? You're holding syrup at 41 cents. Alright, I'll take a look at syrup for you. Let's see. Syrup. Yeah, there we go. Syrup is currently trading at 38 cents. That's not too far off. You said you got in at 41 cents. We're looking at the daily time frame here for syrup. Recently, syrup got as high as like 50 cents on November 8th. I'm trying to zoom out and see what syrup has done. I mean, it's been range bound. Let's see if I can draw something here. You've been kind of like trading in between here and here. Yeah. Just like anywhere between like 34 cents and 58 cents. So 41 cents doesn't seem too bad. It's like kind of like in the middle of the range, but towards the bottom of the range here. Let me go ahead and throw on the VRVP indicator here. I bet the VRVP indicator will be useful here. Yeah, so you've been range bound. The value area low sitting at 34 cents and value area high at 52 cents. Want to control the majority of the people that bought this asset. They bought it at this blue line here, sitting at 45 cents. So you bought a little bit below where the majority of the people bought this asset at. So congratulations on doing that. But an even better price would be somewhere near 34 cents. If you're able to get that low price. Even like right now at 38 cents is not that bad of a price. You're below the point of control, but this thing is kind of range bound. I'm not sure what this thing is going to do, but wow, what the hell is this all about? You actually, on October 10th, when Donald Trump did that 100% tariff threat scare on China, this thing got sent all the way down to 4 cents. Yikes. On Binance Exchange? I mean, it only went down there temporarily, and then it closed out the day at 33 cents, but I feel bad for whoever got stopped out and taken down and sold at these prices here. Let me get rid of the VRVP for now. So I don't think there's going to be anything remarkable here for syrup. You got moving averages above you. You got the 50-day at 42 cents and the 100-day at 44 cents. You could probably day trade this and sell at those prices there, 42 and 44 cents. But I think this thing is range bound. You are making higher lows here on these candle wicks here, so that's good to see. Kind of starting an uptrend. However, at the bigger picture, you are making lower highs here on the price. You need to stop doing that. You need to make higher lows and make higher highs. Show us that you're in an uptrend here on syrup. But yeah, syrup, I mean, this could be a good area to buy. And then if we get right back up, I mean, you could be starting a rising channel here. Let me see if I can draw that out. Yeah, I want this one right here. So this could be what you could use for guidance to game plan what this thing is going to do here. If you're making a rising channel, then you're basically at the bottom of the channel, which is a really good area to buy. And then you could just sell when you get to the top of the channel, which is like 54 cents here. Even just getting to the middle of the channel, the heart line here, you could be selling it at like 47 cents. So maybe you might want to add that to your chart where you got the rising channel here. And all I did was I did this parallel channel thing here, where if I go up to the trend line tools, you see parallel channel right there. That's how I can draw the parallel channel. Okay. So that could be a good guidance if this is what this thing's gonna do over the next few days, 2 weeks here. You know, you got a little bit of a guidance, like a bracket that shows you like how low this thing could possibly go and then how high it could possibly go. Jay's in the chat. Jay's asking about Poet. Do I still see the bullish divergence on Poet? I'm gonna check it out. All right. And then Cookie's asking me about Jasmine. All right. So we'll look at Poet, and then we'll look at Jasmine here. And I think those might be the last two requests. I kind of want to do some things here today, guys. So I think that's going to be the the last two requests here. Poet is actually a technology company on the NASDAQ. And you asked me about bullish divergence? Okay, I'll try to see if I can see that. If it is on the chart here. What the hell's going on here? Oh yeah, I tried drawing a possible uptrend, but it lost that uptrend. What happened to Poet here, Jay? They had a good earnings report. Thursday, November 13th, about a week ago. They reported, I mean, they lost money on their earnings, but not as much as they were expected to lose. And their revenue was slightly down. Oh, wait, well, maybe the revenue, yeah, revenue was down 25%. Okay, so maybe that's what, maybe Wall Street didn't like that, the revenue going down. So you're below the 200-day moving average. You are now in bearish territory here. And you're asking about possible bullish divergence. So let's look at the RSI here on the daily time frame. Oh no, you do not have bullish divergence. Let me take that back. Could there be hidden bullish divergence? So you got a low here back here on June 23rd, where this thing came as low as $3.88 on the price, and then as low as $4.07 today. So still a higher low than back here in June. So ever so slightly higher low on the price. And then what do we got here? The low in June was at, I mean the RSI in June was at 40.3, and you have, you know, the low here on Friday was at 31.06, and then 31.73 today. So this is looking like possible hidden bullish divergence on Poet, believe it or not. Somebody else could correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe somebody else might tell me I'm completely wrong and that is not hidden bullish divergence, but this looks like, to me, hidden bullish divergence where, alright, what's going on here? Okay, so, you know, the low back here in June, right? Yeah, sellers pushed the price down, but they pushed it down as low as $3.88. Then the bears and sellers came back and attacked the stock again, and they only brought the price down to $4.07, but they did it with a lot more vigor. Okay, the selling was a lot more violent here yesterday and today than it was back here in June. and they still weren't able to bring the price down lower than where it was in June. So that is actually hidden bullish divergence, which means that this thing could continue going up to higher prices. It's a continuation pattern. When you see hidden bullish divergence, it means that, yeah, you were climbing up to higher prices here, and you got dropped down really fast and vigorously here, but you can still be bullish on Poet with the hidden bullish divergence, which is not so obvious to a lot of people. But for those who know what to look for, with the higher lows on the price and lower lows on the RSI, you're looking at hidden bullish divergence here. This thing could continue going up to higher prices. Oh, you're welcome, Jay. You're welcome, Jay. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. Let them know that there's some good technical analysis here for your other friends and family that are into stocks and crypto. Come join the Meet Damien channel. And I'll give out that shameless plug there. Come join the Meet Damien channel where you can find me here on YouTube. And you can see some of my YouTube shorts on various, if you don't have that much time, you can look at the YouTube shorts about the various cryptos and stocks that I look at. And you can also come see the live streams here on the Meet Damien YouTube page. All right, and there I am, Meet Damien. Yep, that is me. I actually have a headset on. I can fly airplanes too. I can even teach you guys how to fly airplanes. I got a flight instructor license. Hopefully I can teach you guys how to be better traders as well. That is one of the goals here on this channel. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and take a look at Poobert. We'll take a look at the Jasmine coin here for Cookie. Alright, let's take a look at Jasmine. Looking at the daily time frame here for Jasmine. Jasmine currently trading at 0.0082 pennies, up 3.9%. But man, they took it all the way down to like the lows of the year here for Jasmine, huh? Lower than what you did here in April. We saw this thing as low as 0.00823 pennies. I'm just going to say 823. So we're near the lows for April. We actually got lower than that today. We got as low as like 754. Okay. But wow, Jasmine holding on to dear life here. But if it's not able to hold these levels, then yeah, we could probably come and visit the levels that we saw back here in November and December, where we were trading at roughly like 500 is what I'm going to call it. Yikes. Let me throw on the VRVP indicator to see what we have to show for some volume here. Yeah, so there is some volume here at like 500, 600 for Jasmine. That's where we could catch some support if we were to continue going lower prices here. But on the VRVP indicator here, we want to get back up to that value area low, sitting at about a penny. 1180 is what I'm going to say. Okay, where a good amount of people were buying at that area. And then to the upside, you know, it would be nice. Not saying it's possible, or not saying that's that it's likely to happen, but it would be nice if we can get up to that point of control here at 2 pennies, that blue line there. But let me go ahead and get rid of this. Jasmine has a lot of proving to do, and if it does start to prove itself and go to higher prices, moving averages above you could act as resistance for now. 200-day moving average sitting at about a penny and a half, and the 50-day moving average sitting at about above a penny, about 12.50 is what we'll call it. But right now, like in the near term, you gotta get yourself above that 21 EMA at 933. Okay, You need to show that you're actually using this as support rather than resistance. So I want to see Jasmy, and if I have to draw it out here, I'll draw it out for you guys. But I want to see Jasmy go up, possibly higher than the high back here on November 7th. Get it back above a penny here. And, you know, then it could go sideways, or maybe it comes back down, revisits the 21 EMA, make a higher low, and then shoot up to higher prices. Maybe get rejected off the 50 moving average at like 1200, make a little higher high, then create a higher low, and continue up. That's what we want to see, an uptrend on Jasmy. Thank you, Jay, for liking the stream here. And Dave P puts some airplane emojis on here. So we have a question here asking about what does the VRVP indicator show? So when I turn on that VRVP indicator here, it's just showing where people were buying and selling. So, and I get into the video here. You can look it up on TikTok since you're on TikTok right now. But the VRVP indicator is showing all the buys, which is the green, and the sells, which is the red, and it shows you what price those buys and sells were made at, you know, and it gives you like a visual depiction of like where the majority of the people were buying and selling. Like in this case on Jasmy, the majority of people since like the middle of September, they were buying and selling Jasmy at this high volume node here at a penny. And I highlight that high volume node here with this blue line. That blue line is the point of control, the POC. It's where the majority of people bought and sold Jasmy at. Which, you know, in this case, you know, trading the VRVP indicator here, you know, you can expect a lot of people will sell when this thing gets to a penny, because, you know, they're basically going to be break even. The people that bought here in October are going to be break even, and if they're not convinced about Jasmy, if they're not true believers or long-term investors here, then they're going to click the sell button when this thing gets to a penny, and you know, they'll break even on their trade or their investment, and then they'll just walk away. And that's where I expect a lot of people to start selling if we actually climb ourselves back up to a penny here. That's how I would trade the VRVP indicator. Buying near this white line, this value area low, it's another area where a good majority of people were buying and selling. That is probably the lowest price you'll be able to get on Jasmy as of now. Okay, so if you do come down to like 750 here, might be a good area to start buying some Jasmy if you're a long-term investor, or if you're trying to day trade this as well. I would try to get in at 750 if you're able to do so, and then just ride this thing up to the point of control, or even up to the value area high, this other white line at 1170. Jay's asking about QUBT stock. Yeah, I would try to dollar cost average here, and then you can put your stop loss right below the value area low, or right below the lows of today at 750. And if this thing goes below 750, then there might be something wrong. This thing probably still wants to continue going down to lower prices. And do you really want to stick around to find out how much lower it can go? I would just put the stop loss at 750 and not have to lose so much to find out that you're wrong. Alright, let's look at QUBT, and then I think that will be the last one for today, and then I'm going to wrap things up here on this live stream. Alright, so I have looked at the QUBT in the past here. I'm just going to adjust this, take extend lines off so it's not so messy. Okay, alright. Wow, I have looked at this one in the past here. Let me get rid of this previous chart work. So we're looking at quantum computing, QUBT, on the NASDAQ. Currently trading at $12.43, up 8% today. That's good to see. That's actually going up. Making some money. Alright. So zooming back in to zoom back in. Looks like we actually came up to the 200-day moving average at 1322. We came up to 1307 today. So 200-day moving average acting as resistance, as you would expect initially. But can this thing climb up higher and get above that 200-day moving average? I think that's what you're looking for here on qubit or quantum computing. Once you get above that 200-day moving average, I would be bullish on this asset. All right, so right now I'm like cautiously optimistic, especially after making this little V-shaped recovery here. I'm cautiously optimistic on quantum computing. I want to see you get above the 200-day moving average and stay above it, and then I want to see you start making climbing up to higher prices here. I would start to be a little bit overly bullish on this asset if it can get above that 50-day moving average, that green line sitting at 1695. Then I would actually be very bullish on this asset. Right now, I'm slightly bearish. Once I get above the 200-day moving average, I'll be slightly bullish, cautiously optimistic. Once we get above that 50-day moving average, I would be overly bullish and looking for higher prices on quantum computing. Let's see, I've drawn a Fibonacci. I'm not sure if this thing is still useful here. I might have to redraw this one. Yeah, that's what I'm going to probably do. Let me get rid of the moving averages here for now. Do I want to count that as a swing low, swing high? I could count that as swing low, swing high. Alright, so I'm going to redraw the Fibonacci here from the high of like $25.90 down to the lows here back in April 2025. And some targets to the upside if we do climb up to higher prices. I would want to see us get up to that 618 golden pocket at some point at $18.26. Looks like we came down to that level here on the beginning of October, $18 level here, and that was like a pivot point where we climbed up to higher prices here, and that's where we topped out at $25.84. But since then, you know, we made lower highs and lower lows here. I want to reverse this little downtrend that we're in by getting ourselves back up to 18 bucks all over again. Now let's look at the moving averages, see if the moving averages are confluent with anything here. 100-day moving average kind of confluent with this 0.5 retracement. That could be an area where people might take profit at like 1520 to 1580, somewhere in that zone, where I'd be targeting probably a near-term upside target on this asset here. Poet just announced a partnership with Qubit. Do I think it will help out the stock price? I don't know. I really don't know much about both of those companies. But if they're partnering up together, you know, you would think that would create some synergies where people can get behind the stock. You know, at least they're not competing against each other, right? I'm assuming a partnership would be beneficial to both of them. But I really don't know much about those two companies, so I wouldn't be giving you any good info, because I would have to do more research on the two of them to find out if a partnership even makes sense between the two of them. See, we got a question. What kind of candles do I use? I just use regular, you know, Japanese candlestick patterns here, right? Where a lot of these candles here, or a normal candle should have a wick to the downside, a wick to the upside, and then the open and close, right? And a green candle, you know, the opening is going to be on the bottom and the close is going to be up top. A red candle, the opening is going to be on the top, and then the close is going to be on the bottom. It's just Japanese candlesticks here. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's live stream. Thank you, SR, for following me here on TikTok, and thank you for sending me that rose there. I'm not sure what your name is, but thank you for that rose. Alright, appreciate that. Guys, that's going to be it for this live stream. I'll try to go live again same time tomorrow, 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. And if you guys aren't able to catch the live stream when I'm live, you can always watch the replay on the YouTube channel, the Meet Damon YouTube channel, where you can see all the live streams and watch the replays here. Okay? And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Trying to get up to like 1,000 subscribers if I can here on YouTube. TikTok is doing fine. I got like over 5,000 followers here, but I guess the next milestone is 10,000 followers, right? Moving on up here. Okay. Guys, that's going to be it for today. I will see you tomorrow, same time. 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. Good luck investing and trading in whatever asset you get into, guys. Take care.